So there's no question that John Mayer is a little polarizing among guitar players on the internet. Now, I'm a fan. He was a huge influence on me when I was first starting out back in the early 2000s. But no matter how you feel about John Mayer, there's a few things about his guitar playing that are just undeniably great. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at some of John's best solos, in my opinion, and focus in on what I think is the one thing that sort of separates him from a lot of other guitar players today. But before we jump into that, a quick plug. Today we're launching the brand new Fretboard Fundamentals lead guitar video course. This full-length course is designed to get you up to speed and teach you all of the fundamentals you need to unlock the fretboard and develop your own sound when it comes to playing lead guitar. This course is not going to teach you to play like any one player or any one style. We cover a few different styles across several different backing tracks, but the idea is to give you all the theory knowledge and practical application on the fretboard to help you develop your own sound as a lead guitar player. Now you can get a special launch day discount via the description box down below, and it's a great way to support the channel, so I appreciate you checking out the courses. Now, with all that out of the way, let's take a look at the first solo. Space. John Mayer leaves space. It's such an important thing that a lot of guitar players, myself included, overlook. And this solo from In Repair off of the 2006 record Continuum, I think is a perfect example of how good John Mayer is at leaving space in his solos. So the solo section starts in Repair. It starts with D to C to G, all major. We're in the key of D here, so it's a 1, flat 7 to 4. But the solo section starts and the band goes through an entire chord progression before he even comes in. So here we go, just first phrase. Second phrase. Third phrase. And then even as he builds to a higher dynamic later in the solo, he's playing faster. He switches to a D minor pentatonic kind of sound. He's playing with more intensity, he's playing faster, but he's still leaving space in those phrases. Listen to this. Breath. 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 And then we come down. It's just perfect. It's like a horn player playing a guitar solo. He's leaving space in his phrasing for breaths. And as a listener, what that does is it builds intrigue. It's like it makes the solo more memorable, especially at the beginning when the first phrase is so you have time to marinate on that lick before he goes on to the next one. It makes it memorable. And then he goes. Again, very vocal, very simple lick. Then he gives you a whole progression to let that lick sink in. And then it's kind of this repetition column response thing. The next lick is. And then same thing. Another big space. If I was on this session in the day of recording and I was in the hot seat and I had to play a guitar solo, I don't know that I would have the confidence or the wherewithal to leave that much space. If it were me, I'd probably end up just jumping straight in at the top of the solo and play all the way through it. And it wouldn't be as good as what Mayer played here. And it's not about the licks, it's not about what scale he was using or his note choice necessarily. It's about the space that he's leaving. Solo on Assassins is one of my all-time favorites. I think it's a really, really great blending of the old school blues style that you can tell heavily influenced Mayer. This is a very Albert King style solo, but over a really vibey, moody kind of pop progression. It's absolutely beautiful. And the cool thing about this is he's not leaving as much space as he was on In Repair. But like Albert King, he's leaving his space in sort of off-kilter places. He's playing over bars. Now, I think part of this is because of who influenced Mayer when he was young. It's very well documented that he listened to a lot of Stevie Ray Vaughan and Albert King and B.B. King and Eric Clapton. All of those great blues players were also great vocalists. And you can tell, especially when you're listening to those older vocalists, their vocal style and the way they would phrase melodies heavily influenced their guitar playing. And I think it comes out here. And the way this phrasing is kind of broken up and the way Mayer is playing over bars a la Albert King, it's super cool. Big bend. Breath. Breath. Big bend out. So the way that solo's broken up, again, he's playing a really melodic vocal style lick and then giving it a second to breathe, kind of letting the listener digest it, and then coming back in with another one, very call and response. It's very repetitive, and as our good friend Adam Ely says, repetition legitimizes. So you get these really big vocal powerful bends. There's a lot of repetition, and the way that the solo and the phrases are broken up with the spaces in between creates interest in the ear of the listener. It kind of pulls you in. You're waiting for that next line to come, right? Like starting off with this massive huge bends, and then he's sort of repeating it. All those phrases are kind of reminiscent of one another. They're similar. And then you go to this, and then back to the beginning. Just an absolutely amazing solo. To me, this is one of the best guitar solos Mayer's ever done. Okay, so this is another one of those solos for me that is just a perfect example of what we're talking about. Simplicity and leaving space. Now what's interesting is I've never actually played this solo before, but I've listened to the song a lot, and I kind of just played it naturally when I started going through the song because it's so simple. It's almost like John knew exactly what the song needed and wanted and just pulled it out, but refined it to the most bare bones, simple guitar solo that he could put down. It's so sparse, there's very little happening, and it's very, very simple, but it's memorable. Kind of a Hendrix thing there, and then he varies that. Super simple. Then a dominant blues thing. And then back to the beginning. Dude, it's just perfect. It's exactly what you want to hear in that solo section and nothing more. And I think that is one of the most difficult things to do as a guitar player because, you know, over that vamp, it's just a 145 blues vamp. You know, it would have been so easy for him to just open the taps up and do all this kind of would have kind of ruined the song, actually. The sort of vibe of this song is this sort of cute, hopeful, daydreaming kind of thing, you know, something like Olivia. He's envious of this other guy because he gets to be with this Olivia, and the solo, in my mind, kind of reflects that feeling. It's sort of hopeful and daydreaming. I just love it, man. It's such a great example. And he had the confidence to just leave so much space and so much simplicity. And it's something that I'm still trying to learn. My gut instinct, like many guitar players out there, is to try and just fill up the space. It's your time to solo. You got to step forward and just, you know, flex and show what you got. And sometimes that is the case. Sometimes that's what the song needs. But more often than not, simpler is better. More space is better. I think Mayer is an absolute master at this. But I want to know your thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Don't forget, you can check out the brand new lead guitar course at a 50% launch day discount in the description box down below. You can find my other video courses down there, as well as some of the gear that I use to make this video. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. It really helps the channel out. And according to my analytics, over 60% of the people still who watch this channel on a regular basis aren't subscribed. So please click that little red button and the bell next to it. My name is Rhett Scholl. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And remember, there is no plan B.